What's the number one tool every mobile notary needs? So I'm just gonna cut straight to it, guys, and let you know what that is. Um, Honestly, if you sit to the end of this video, this should give you some sort of insight and also the reasons why I think this is the most important. So hopping straight into it, I think the number one thing that people need is a some sort of CRM slash project management type of tool. Let me move my microphone to the side. This thing is all up in my mouth. Pause. Pause. Anyways, yeah, so honestly, I call it like a CRM or some sort of management type of system. Project management to be exact. And I'm not going to give you any specific names to any specific companies. Reason being, they don't pay me. And honestly, I'm jumping from one to the other. Honestly, I'm just moving my whole notary business over to a different system right now, currently. If that goes well, and if you guys are interested in what I use, go ahead and put in the comments below, or you can just message me, shoot me a DM or something like that. I help you guys out. It's not a big deal. Anyways, the number one tool every mobile notary needs is a CRM slash project management. With this, you're able to do many different things, such as keep track of your clients that you have, understand and know where the location they are, keep track of the documents, keep track of signatures, keep track of proof. So many things you can do with the CRM in your project management. And that's why I highly recommend having one. If you don't, you should definitely have that. So one of the things that it helps is for legal protection. We can start there. So I'll say number one is legal protection. So you can use your CRM or your project management system as some sort of notary journal. And in the past, this isn't something that I took as super serious. Like I had a notary journal. I kept track of different clients and things of that sort. I think that you're supposed to keep track of, keeping signatures and stuff. But it wasn't until one of my clients passed away, and then the law office actually needed to know what records and what was on our notary journal, that woke me up and was like, oh crap, I actually do need to have a notary journal, or at least I need to be able to answer any questions and know what they did on what day, what I notarized on what day. So that's what the CRM helps, because I was able to put in their name, their phone number, their address, what type of document they had, how many stamps I notarized for them, how much I charged, and any type of notes. And there's a couple of other things I put in my CRM too. But the first thing I can say is it helps with that legal protection, just so it's like you're coming off as professional. You know what you're doing. You can answer any questions. If they ask you something specific, all you got to do is hop back over to your CRM and have what you need. Next up is compliance, because obviously you're supposed to have a notary journal. And whether you do that physically, whether you do that manually, you need to just have it, because it ties kind of like in hand with that legal protection, and shows people like, oh, okay. And shows like, all right, you know what you're doing. You're staying compliant. You're keeping record of all your notarial acts, and you're good to go. So it helps your legal protection and your compliance. But I would say the biggest thing is that organization. Because what starts to happen, and I've talked in my other videos, when you're trying to get like $5,000 to $10,000 a month in your notary business, you're gonna start getting more clients than you're used to. So, for example, if you want to get if you want to make $5,000 a month, and your AOV, your average order value on each of your notary jobs, is about $200, you're gonna need about 6.25 notary jobs done a week. And trying to do all of that off your head, or sometimes trying to do that on a sheet of paper, it gets all over the place, especially when you have multiple jobs in one day. What you'll do is you'll mix them up together, and it's just not clean. It's kind of like you're treating it like a side hustle. And if you want your business to be a real deal, like full-time job, you can't treat it like a side hustle. You have to treat it like it's a company. And that's why a lot of times I don't say mobile notary all the time. Sometimes I just say notary business, because then it solidifies in my mind like, I'm not just a mobile notary. I have a notary business, period. I have a notary business. And when you think about that, then you start treating it more seriously. And in terms of your organization, you start taking that more seriously. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'm more organized. I know where I need to be. I know when I need to be there. I know that I read the client a disclaimer. It just keeps you more organized in general, all together. And when you're more organized, you're able to be more confident, When you're able to be more confident, you're able to charge more, you're able to provide better customer service, and clients and clients are more inclined to work with you. And one of the things that's important to note also is when you have this project management or you have this CRM tool, it also uses evidence, evidence, for disputes. So going back to not treating this like a side hustle and treating it more like a actual business, when you start having more jobs, you're going to get to the point where you need to be more organized. And then, like I said, when you have a lot of clients and you start having some disputes or chargebacks coming in, you need to know where that chargeback came in, because sometimes these services, these third-party services like Square and Stripe won't tell you, and you need to know exactly if you completed that job or not. Because let's say you had 50 clients this month, all right, and somebody disputed, but they don't tell you who. All they tell you is the day that you did the job for them. If you have your organization intact, you're able to go back and look at what day they disputed it and see what client that was. So that way you can see if the job was completed. And sometimes, not sometimes, when you have a CRM or a project management software, you're able to go in there and see if you did complete the jobs. Because maybe you had 50 jobs in your CRM, but 10 of them weren't actually closed. You didn't actually close the job all the way because something came up or had to reschedule. When you have your CRM, it's easy to find that stuff. And if you did complete the job, you have proof right there in your CRM. You probably have a completion form. You have some sort of service agreement, some proof of job stuff. When you have that all there in your CRM or your database, when it's time to dispute and show your evidence for your dispute, it's easier to do that, because now you can just go back, go to the date, print off any documents that the clients say that you didn't do for them or they lied about, and then send it over to the bank or send it over to the third party system. So you want to make sure that you do that, because something like disputes will definitely eat into your profit. And it's kind of one of those like silent killers. You don't really pay attention to it until you start looking at your numbers at the end of the month. And then you're like, well, I thought I made like 10,000. Why am I only at 6? And then you realize a whole bunch of people disputed you, but you weren't paying attention to it. So that's why it's important to have that CRM or just that database. So when I say this, I'm just gonna call it database just to make it faster. That's why it's important to have that database. Next up is professionalism. And when it comes to professionalism, this is one of the things that I was talking about. Let's say in the future you've gotten 100 clients and a client say, hey, yeah, I worked with you in the past. If you have 100 clients and a client's trying to say that they worked with you in the past and you don't remember this client, it kind of works against you. Excuse me. It kind of works against you. It's much better when a client says, yeah, I worked with you in the past. And you could be like, oh, really? Let me search up to see if I can find you in my database. You search it up, then their name comes up. When their name comes up, you're able to say, oh, hey, Rick James, I see that you did work with you in the past. You had a power of attorney job in the past. Oh, nice. I'm glad that you're working back with us again. I'd like to offer you a 10% discount as just like a return bonus. Like, it gives off that sense of professionalism, and you're able to do more things with that, because now you're able to keep track of like your repeat customers, and what type of jobs get you the most repeat customers. It gives you everything in one clear picture, so that you're able to see exactly why they came in, how many times they came in, what type of jobs they have, what zip code they're in, what background they might have, what their ethnicity is. All these things are important when helping you get more clients, because it teaches you how to market better. But you need this. This is why you need to have that database intact, because without it, everybody's trying to do it like on pen and paper because they don't want to spend any money on a database, and you're going to be left behind. Like for me, for example, when I'm teaching this stuff on social media, when I'm teaching this stuff on like TikTok and just short form content, people are like, oh, all you need is a sheet of pen and paper. Yeah, you can do it with a sheet of pen and paper, but you're going to be behind. You're using your sheet of pen and paper and you can barely crack 1,000, and I'm doing hundreds of thousands using a system. So why would I use a pen and paper? Obviously, you're missing out on stuff. So get a database, get a system. It'll teach you how to, it'll just keep you more organized, and it'll just level your game up as a business person entirely. But if you don't even have like, if you're not even get like 1,000 clients a month, even 3,000 clients a month, especially 3 to 5, you need to use what I call the Notary hybrid system. Notary hybrid system, or NHS. This is a system I use to help me get business, and I've been using it for a while. I created this system when I was broke, It helped me gain income and get more notary business. So you need to go watch one of my videos talking about the notary hybrid system. Just type in knowledge, type in notary hybrid system, and it'll break it down how to get clients without relying on just signing services. You need to do that. That's how you're going to get the money to begin with, period. So if you're complaining about getting a database because it costs money, go learn what the notary hybrid system is, get some money in, and then invest in yourself so you can level up. We need to hurry up and get to the next level. We don't need to be stuck down. If you're stuck here between 1 and 3,000, you need to do something differently to change up your results. So go ahead, watch that video. If you guys have any questions, you could go ahead and put it in the comments down below. You can hop in my TikTok DMs or my Instagram DMs and reach out to me. Or if you just want to have a one-on-one, go ahead and click the link in the bio, book a call with me. I'll be glad to sit down, discuss anything that you want so that we can help grow your business and help you get to $3,000 to $5,000 a month in your notary business, plus $3,000 to $5,000 plus a month in your notary business. So go ahead, let me know. There's also free tools for you down there if money is a little bit tight. That should help you out. You have no excuse not to succeed. The only thing that's stopping you is yourself. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Peace, love, and your boy Knowledge is out. Peace.